Alright, looks like everything's set. Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Read Higurashi, Volume 1. Any channel news? Nope, nothing. Yeah. Just thinking, nope, not much. What happened last time? Oh yeah, we had a long talk with, Wishi, who's our detective friend, and we had a chat with him on the phone, and we were kind of learning what Onikakushi meant, which is the demon spirited away thing. Then Wishi brought up the point that in each case there are people who are missing and they could have been Onikakushi'd away. Oh yeah, it also broke my theory that that women did it. You know, it's kind of a short-lived theory that all the people who were missing were women of the village, but it's been shown that the guy in the first murder is a guy, and the person in the fourth murder out of the 5 was a teenager named Satoshi Ho. I don't know. His last name started with a Hojo or Hoshi. Wait, no, that's Satoshi Hoshi. I think it's Hojo. So yeah, that's broken. I mean, I'm gonna give up on the women did it. It's more seeming like a brainwashy thing from the village. Like it's some sort of whole village thing. If I had to take a guess on who would be leading it, I just have to guess Kiyoshi. Still don't know if that's his right name, but you know, the guy who organizes everything at the village. He organized the Watanagashi, and he was the leader of the protests. So I'm just gonna say it's him for now, because there's not really any other culprit except maybe someone from Mion's family, but we don't know that. We don't really know about her family. I'm just saying that because apparently they're influential in the village, so maybe they could do something. Pause. Alright, sorry about that. I was just seeing a lot of encoding overloads, but I just checked if that was actually doing anything, but it wasn't actually affecting the audio, so maybe it would like lag the video, but since this is a novel, I don't think we have to worry about that. I think that happens when I don't turn off my computer, because I usually just put it on sleep mode. So maybe I'll turn it off tonight, and hopefully there will be no more. It's just distracting, so I'll just put it right down there. Alright, so yeah, I think that's all. Oh yeah, of course, we also found out the fact that Rena was listening to the conversation for the whole time, or close to the whole time, because she came to our house for whatever reason. I think, personally, that it's, maybe to apologize even, but when she heard that when she heard the conversation, she could have just, she just stood there and listened instead of coming in. So, what's up with Rena? And I really do think, I said it before, I'll just say it again, that it's not something natural. Like, I think she's, just to be clear, she's brainwashed. So, like, and there's a trigger for it. So whenever the village is in danger, or when someone's trying to figure out the village's secret, like, that mode switches on. And she acts totally different. That's what I think anyways. It just seems so unnatural. And it's not something you can hide, right? Because it just seems like a totally different person. How did this happen? I don't know. Some psychological transformations and stuff by Kiyoshi. Mysterious man we haven't seen yet, just heard of him. I don't know, he's my most suspected. And Mion, I guess. Those are the only, not Mion, but maybe someone in Mion's family. Those are really the only 2 people I can think of being ringleaders in this. But yeah, let's just continue. We're on chapter 9. I don't know. If I had to take a wild guess, I'd say this volume would be 10 chapters long. I think Fault was only 8 chapters, so this might be the last one. Because like I said in the last one, I feel like we're getting pretty close to the end, because it really feels like Keiichi's in danger. And even Uishi now, because maybe the village didn't really know who he was, because he was being careful, but I'm pretty sure Keiichi probably said his name in through the phone conversation, so now Rena knows, and maybe Rena's going to tell the big boss man, and Uishi might be in danger too. But yeah, I'm pumped for this. Let's just get right into this. Continue. You cannot just go back to normal after that happened. Weariness and a headache. Not a very nice way to start the day.
どうしたの？ケイチ。
It's been a rough couple of days.
今朝は顔色悪いわよ。
It's been 2 days, right? Rough 2 days.
昨夜は何時に寝たの？
It seemed that my mom had noticed my sullen state. Yesterday, I kept on waking up in the middle of the night. Without a doubt, I felt a presence. I felt the presence of someone standing in front of my door. I told myself repeatedly that it was my imagination and forced myself to try and sleep. Except, not being able to stand it, I gathered up my courage and opened the door. Of course there wasn't anyone there. It's the after effects, man. I doubt you would just be standing out your door since no information is being said. Oh, let's move the cursor. I think I did this 3 times throughout the night. Or maybe I just didn't remember doing it any more than that. Even though I was able to get to the breakfast table without incident, I still didn't feel at ease.
風邪かもしれない。なんだか食欲ないんだ。
あら、ちょっと熱あるんじゃない？どうする？学校行ける？
Maybe we should take a day off. Technically, I did go to a school, but it was mostly self-study. It wouldn't matter much if I missed a day, would it? It could have been that I hadn't been feeling well for the last few days because I really did have a cold. I don't know. I don't want to go because Rena's spooking me, but it might be good. At least to talk. I know I'm saying Mion's family is suspicious, but that might not mean Mion is herself, right? And like, I want to talk to someone, get some questions, and I doubt the girls would know. And by girls, I mean Sadako and Rika. Rika might know because she's super smart, but I don't know about Sadako. Not saying she's dumb, obviously. Just saying she probably wouldn't know anything. Oh, I think we should investigate. The next step would probably be investigating what's his name? I swear I just said his name. Satoshi. Since we don't really have much, I mean we have a lot to investigate, but that might be safe just to like mention him. And said we saw his name in the clue game. To like Mion or something. I don't think they would just ignore it, right? Or maybe it is safe to do it with the smaller children, because even if they were hiding something, it'd be like harder for them to hide it, right? They might just slip up. And they should know Satoshi since they've been there their whole life. Oh, it's probably Rena for going to school. Startled, I looked back and forth between the entrance and the clock. It was 10 minutes later, but then I usually met up with Rena. It was Rena.
レナちゃん迎えに来ちゃったけど、どうする？
I don't know. I don't blame Rena, because I really think she's brainwashed, but I'd be scared if I was Keiichi. And then, he's just a kid. Apparently he was a 13 and 14-year-old kid, according to a comment. Which is a lot younger than I thought he was. Rena was a good girl. She might be somewhat quirky, but she was certainly cute. The lunches she made were delicious, and she always looked out for me. Why should I be so scared of something like that? It wasn't Rena's fault. It was probably mine. It had to have been my cold. Just had to be.
休む。ごめん。
じゃあ母さんが断ってきてあげるわね。
Mom headed off to the door. I would have to pass by the entrance to get back to my room. Please don't have a scary look on your face. I didn't have the nerve to meet with Rena, so I wrapped myself in a blanket on the sofa and closed my eyes. I was so sleep deprived, I quickly fell into a deep slumber. Don't do that. I get nervous with just long, lingering black screens. I had only intended to lie down for a bit, but it was almost noon when I woke up. I called out to my parents, but they didn't seem to be around. On the table I found lunch prepared and a note. Mom and Dad had apparently driven off to somewhere far away. That's so vague. Oh. It likely had to do with Dad's work. This happened every so often, so it wasn't that unusual. Did it really say that I wish they said the specific note, because this might be sketchy, but hopefully not. They would be back by dinner. They would be back for dinner, but it might be a little late. On the note it said, "The insurance card is in the cabinet. Take it and go to the hospital." There was also a well-drawn map to the hospital. That's right. I hadn't been there before, so I didn't know exactly where it was. I had a light lunch, although it really was just leftovers from the morning, and just in case went to the hospital. Oh wow. Oh, we might be able to ask, I don't know if they're showing the hospital up, but was Mio a nurse? The blonde lady, or no? I might be thinking of someone else. See, we're so far in, I'm getting stuff mixed up, because we met a nurse. But it might not have been Mio. Did it say who Mio was? No, she's not a nurse. She's just likes, birds. I don't remember. God damn it. My memory's already failing me. Normally I'd never be here, in the middle of a weekday. Just walking around like this. Okay, so it's at the hospital, so she probably isn't a nurse, or he would... Or Teichi's just not on his game to be asking about, find these clues. Did I read this? I think I read it. Following my mom's map, I took a road I usually never used. After walking for a bit, the hospital sign came into view. Okay, no. He's actually going there. This is good. Wait, but he wouldn't know. He wouldn't know. Oh, I'm forgetting. I think it said... If it said nurse, it would have been on her. From the hints, right? Probably from Uishi-san's note, so he wouldn't know she's a nurse. Oh, wasted opportunity if she is. I don't know why I think she's a nurse. She probably is if my gut's telling me this, but I've been wrong. I was actually so confident in the women theory. Goddamn. Kind of mad. And that was a whole gut thing too. But Irie Clinic. I'm talking a lot. Let's get this going. Was written rather stylishly on the sign. The clinic wasn't very big, but based on the scale of the rest of Hinamizawa, it was far too grand. There was a parking lot and even a reserved spot for buses. They must be making a mint. Oh, look at the alligator. And look at the train. It's actually a pretty late train. They usually come like 5 minutes in the video. I spaced out in the air-conditioned waiting room until it was my turn to be seen.
前原さん、診察室へどうぞ。
I remember. We were walking, and it was when they were introducing us to people. We met a nurse. I think I'm like combining the two together, so I don't actually think they have anything to do with each other. There we go. Okay, so she's not a nurse. Good to know. Whew. Big brain. After half-heartedly answering all of the chatty doctor's questions, he responded with the old, "It's probably a cold." Yeah, doctors. My doctor's so unreliable. They gave me a shot and 3 days worth of medicine. I thought it was a little overboard, but it would be clear away the But if it would clear away the gloomy feeling I'd been having lately, then it was worth it. Man. Okay. I settled the bill and took a quick trip to the washroom. As I was leaving, I overheard a conversation between some elderly people who seemed to be regulars at the clinic. Of course, I had no intention of eavesdropping. If it just wasn't for that word.
やっぱり鬼隠しかいね。
Nope, time to eavesdrop.
そうかね。まだまだ若い子だけや。駆け落ちかもしられへん。
Talking about
ど
Mio.
この誰とよ。季節のたびに東京もんが来ちょったろ。でっけえカメラ持った若者が。あれと仲が良きゃったって話。知られへんの？
Were they talking about Tomotachi-san? I could feel my ears perking up.
そら知らんけど、でも普通駆け落ちっても仁義あるだろう。書き置きとか辞表とか書かんかいね。
すったらんかかんから駆け落ち言うんね。
Elope means forming a relationship, I think.
わきゃ看護師さんの顔見られんようなるわ。
She was a nurse! Oh my god, I outplayed myself. Okay, so yeah, she was a nurse. And maybe we didn't meet a nurse while walking around. And it was probably on the hint thing from Oyashi's notes. I was right, kind of. I was kind of right the first time. God damn.
高野さんはしっかり者よ。
Right, Mio Takano, that's her last name. You had started with a T.
どこへ行ってもやっていけろん。
So her name was Takano-san. That woman was Tomotachi. And she worked at this clinic? Well, Yashiro-sama's shadow was following me everywhere I went. I started listening more closely, but they began talking about fishing and didn't seem like they were going to revisit the topic. I gave up and left. Thus, even though I was separated from the daily monotony of school, I wasn't able to escape from Oyashiro-sama's shadow. But of course, Oyashiro-sama was the guardian deity of this place, of Hinamizawa. As long as I was in Hinamizawa, I wouldn't be able to escape. Maybe it was because I was walking outside, but my appetite had suddenly returned. I might as well buy a snack with the change from the examination fee on the way home. Contemplating that, I turned onto a familiar street. Or did I bump into someone? At that moment, I heard a car horn abruptly honk behind me. Was I really walking so far into the middle of the road where I'd be in a car's way? I moved farther off to the side, but the horn was still honking at me. I turned around, peeved. Okay, it's Fuishi. Probably the safest person to bump into.
こんにちは。
Though, again, I don't feel safe for Uishi. I think he might be screwed. It was Uishi-san. He stepped out of his car, AC on full blast, and waved at me.
今日はどうしたんです？
What's up, dude?
学校はお休みですか？
ちょっと体調悪かったんで、今日は休みました。お昼を買って帰ろうとしてたところです。
そりゃよかった。実は私、お昼に行こうとしてたんですよ。よかった。ああ、お体に触るようでしたら構いませんよ。
That's not. I feel like that's not a good idea. Walking together. It's just gonna make things more obvious. I was just going to lie down after going home anyways, and I didn't really have it cold.
地元の食堂だと嫌でしょう。
Yes.
町まで行きましょ
Oh, yeah. That sounds
う。
like...
ちょっと走りますがよろしいですかな。
Okay. I think that's a smart choice.
私、おいしいお店知ってるんですよ。
I'd finally begun to understand Uishi-san's roundabout way of saying things. He probably wanted to talk to me about stuff that would be difficult to discuss while in Hinamizawa. I like this guy. He's so smart. And he's really I really feel trustworthy with him. Gut feeling, but good gut feeling. I went with Uishi-san, riding in his frigid car. It was almost as if the bright sunlight outside was alive.
昨夜は遅くまですみませんでしたね。
Oh, I thought that was a train outside, but that's in-game sounds.
ご家族に怒られませんでしたか？
That actually kind of scared me because that was really loud. Oh, no, here's a real train now.
いえ、
I recalled Rena, who had been listening to the phone conversation all that time, separated from me by just the door. Even now, in the brightness of the sunlight, the thought still creeped me out. With a big bump that jolted the car, the road connecting to the city changed from dirt to pavement. My head swiveled back with the sudden realization. That's right. This was where Tomotachi-san died.
富武さんの捜査は暗礁に乗り上げています。
Uh-oh. Uishi-san spoke while peering at me from the corner of his eye.
自分の爪で喉をかき破るという異常さから、幻覚作用のある何らかの薬物によるものだと信じているのですが。
I think I did mention that maybe he was hallucinating being attacked, right? Because his wooden weapon plank thing didn't actually hit anybody.
こういう症状、それも急激に引き起こす薬物はなかなかないらしいんです。
I don't know, man. I feel like it's not, right? Pretty sure you can hallucinate off a lot of things, like mushrooms and stuff. Someone could have, like, mixed it into his drink. Maybe a stall person.
もちろん、検視解剖もそれを念頭に置いて十分に行ったのですが、手がかりはやはりありませんでした。
Can't remember if he was drinking anything. Maybe a meal. Dropped something in a drink he bought her. Or she bought him.
漫画なんかによくあるじゃないですか。体内に取り込まれると分解したりして証拠が何も残らないなんて、そんな薬
ありますよ。演歌作詞何でしたっけ？まあ、結構あります。でもですね、富武さんのような症状を引き起こす薬物にはそういうものはないそうなんですよ。
I swear there's been cases of, like, shrooms making you, like, bite off your, like, fingers or something.
じゃあ警察は富武さんはたたりで死んだってそう言うんですか？
I couldn't help but feel the police were worthless. Well, yeah, if they... That wouldn't be accepted today. The police in Toronto said that. I just wanted the idea of a curse to be disassociated from Tomotachi-san's mysterious death.
悔しいですが、今のところは。
That's dumb.
ですが、死因はともかく、死ぬ前に何人かの人間に囲まれて暴行を受けたことだけは間違いありません。たたりでなく、人間が事件に関わっているのは疑いようがありませんよ。
That made me a bit relieved. Maybe, like, when they're beating him up, they force him to, like, drink or inject a drug into him. We passed in front of the rather desolate, but still busier than Hinamizawa train station, not system. The car pulled into a restaurant parking lot, and I followed Uishi-san into the shop. Huh. Oh, this song always makes me happy. I just thought, like, a lot less tense. It's pretty crowded, but there were only adults at this hour. Of course there wouldn't be children in here in the middle of the weekday.
2名です。タバコは、我慢します。
こちらへどうぞ。ご注文がお決まりになりましたらお呼びください。
We were led by a peculiarly... I don't know how to say it, but I know the word. Dressed waitress to our table. I sat with Uishi-san in the booth.
どうです？このお店のウェイトレスさんの格好、可愛らしいと思いません？
まあどうでしょうね。
このお店ね、いっつも大人気なんですよ。お料理よりも ウェイトレスさんがね。
Wow.
ああ、大石さん、目がやらしいですよ。
うん、そうですか。
Ha ha ha. That's a cute menu. Oh my god. This looks so good. I want this. This looks nice. Or the strawberry cake. Oh, this, I didn't even see the drinks. Regardless of how the waitresses looked, the food was decent enough. It's finishing our meals while talking about some inane topic. Uishi-san's after meal cup of coffee arrived at the table.
昨日、ひなみ沢の昔話が出ましたよね。
Yep. Don't give more information.
人食い鬼の里だって言われてたって
Yeah.
話でしたっけ？
He did mention that.
私もあんまり詳しい方じゃないので、うちのばあ様に今朝ちょっと聞いてみたんです。
Wow. I mean, Uishi-san looks old, like at least 40. His grandmother's still alive? Uishi-san took out the... Actually, that's... Wait, no, that's old. Right, I was trying to say same with that, but no, my great-grandparents are dead. Uishi-san took out the notepad that was stuffed into his breast pocket.
なんでもですね、大昔はひなみ沢は鬼ヶ淵って呼ばれてたんだそうです。
Who gives a this? The song doesn't even sound scary. It sounds kind of solemn.
鬼ヶ淵。すごい
Onikakushi.
名前ですね。
It's a terrible name for a
今で
village.
もその名前残ってるんですよ。神主の妻が受水自殺した沼の名前は、今で
Oh.
も鬼ヶ淵というんです。沼の底の底は鬼たちの住む国とつながってると言われてたんだそうです。
Of course, nobody had told me anything about such an ominous marsh.
でですね、鬼ヶ淵は恐れられていたと同時に崇められてもいたんだそうです。
A respect born of fear. I guess you could say it was kind of defecation. Deification, not defecation. I was like, wait a minute, did I just read that right? No, it's deification. Defecation's a different word. Probably don't want to Google that. A village of inhuman creatures.
鬼たちはある種の仙人でもあったらしいんですよ。
Mountain dwelling
例えば、
mystics.
不治の病にかかった村人を鬼ヶ淵に運んで治してもらったりとかしたんだそうです。
Even if we are calling them demons, Tendru, long-nosed goblins, or Senin would be a more apt
鬼
description.
って言っても、そんなに悪い人たちじゃないみたいですね。
でもそこはやっぱり人食い鬼らしいんです。ばあ様に聞いた昔話ではですね、息子を治療してもらった代償として連れてきた母親を食わせろと。
息子を治療してもらった対価が自分ですか？それは怖いな。
もちろん母親は息子を連れて逃げます。これをですね、鬼ヶ淵に住む村人鬼たちがですね、全員で追いかけて取り囲んで捕まえたんだそうです。
Whoops, sorry. The entire village, apparently. It's quite a frightening thing to imagine.
結局母親も息子も捕まって食べられちゃったんだそうです。
Maybe it isn't brainwash. Oh, it's technically brainwashing, but maybe the thing's actually the whole village. Because I was always thinking it's just like part of the village, couple of the people. But I don't know. I'm feeling uneasy. No music makes me uneasy.
その話、矛盾がありますよ。当事者の2人が食べられちゃったんですから、その話が残るはずがありません。
ありゃ。昔話はこういうの多いですよね。
In contrast to the ghastly tale, Uishi-san laughed heartily while sipping his coffee.
でもですね。
Uh-oh. This isn't good.
他の昔話にも結構あるらしいんですよ。鬼ヶ淵の鬼たちが総出で獲物を捕まえに来るというのは。
Maybe I'm too strung up on the person who disappeared as the culprit hiding. Maybe they really did kidnap the person and did something. I'm not saying eating them, but that would be. Oh, imagine if they are eating them more as a ritual. Oh, that'd be gross. Oh no, I have so many thoughts. I'll try to save them for the end, or the next video start. I recalled that Mion said all the villagers united and fought against the dam construction. I saw similarities with how that part about unification overlapped.
鬼たちの獲物は常に一人で、しかも前もって決められているらしいんです。
え?
That caught my attention. Rishi-san also appeared to be pondering what it meant.
ばあ様が言うにはですね、鬼の狩りの時には絶対に邪魔をしてはいけない。家に閉じこもって布団をかぶってろって言うんです。
つまりどういうことですか？
獲物の人を助けたり、かくまったりしてはいけないんだそうです。鬼の狩りを邪魔しない限り、村人には危害を加えない。そういうルールなんだそうです。
Basically, don't help the victims. Pretend you didn't see the atrocities. In other words.
ルールを破ったらどうなるんです？
さあ、何しろ人食い鬼ですからね。
Many parts of that caught my attention. Parts of the story he told me overlapped with his theory that the entire village was in on the crime. Even if it wasn't the whole village, it was conceivable that villagers were hiding under covers and leaving them to die when there's a group that was on their hunt, wasn't it? Yeah. Uishi has the same mindset as me almost. I didn't dare speak it.
じゃあ大石さんはやっぱり村ぐるみもしくは村人数人の犯行だと見てるんですね。
Yeah.
前原さんはどう思います？
I personally think it's that.
ああ、すみません。
Oh.
コーヒーのおかわりいいですか？
That's what I wanted to know. It seemed that we were both waiting for the other to say the last part. He waited for the waitress to finish pouring the coffee before speaking.
去年、サトシ君が失踪した頃から私は不審に感じていたんです。
Uishi-san muttered as he watched the milk swirl around in his coffee.
それで、サトシさんのお友達、つまり前原さんのお友達グループの皆さんをちょっぴりだけ、本当にちょっぴりだけですよ、調べさせてもらったんです。
Okay, this is good to know. I really don't think it's all of them. Not the girls. The little girls. If Uishi-san had said this to me before, I would have gotten angry at him for calling my friends into question. But as I was now, I couldn't.
とてもつまらない話になります。前原さんがつまらないと感じたらいつでもおっしゃってください。終わりにしますので。
Uishi-san was wearing the most serious expression that I'd ever seen from him. It was as if he was telling me to prepare myself and listen. There were quite a few things I regretted hearing from Uishi-san, but none of them were as threatening as this. A little voice inside me was screaming like an alarm. Stop, Keiichi. This was probably the last one. I took a deep breath and silenced that voice. I would not run from the truth.
お願いします。
That was all I could utter. Uishi-san stared into my eyes silently for a few moments. After he was certain I was ready, he began. Oh, my heart's beating. Okay, let's see.
1年目の事件の被害者は現場の監督さんだったんですが、事件の数週間前に園崎美音さんと取っ組み合いをしてるんですよ。
Okay, so the very first one.
何度か。
Uishi-san said that before that Mion had defied the dam project vehement. I don't know what that word is. I don't want to Google it. I'll Google it later. Well, it wasn't hard to imagine how she'd be if she got worked up.
2年目の事件で誘致派の夫婦が事故に遭いましたよね。現場にはお嬢さんも一緒にいたんです。それが北条聡子さんなんです。
Satoko? What? Hojo too? Oh, wait, so Satoshi's Satoko's brother. Wait, they said that, right? Yeah, they said that the fourth victim was like the sister of the second victim. Okay, so we finally got Satoko's last name, Hojo. So it's definitely not related to Mio. That's case closed, thank goodness. But oh, wait, Satoko's whole family died. Kind of. One of them, the wife, is missing, but oh, okay.
Eh?
Yeah,
貞子って貞子
that's actually pretty insane. Good thing we didn't ask them. Good thing we didn't say what I did and ask the kids about who Satoshi was. Rishi-san's look told me that my voice was too loud. I realized it as well, and quickly quieted down.
3年目には神主夫婦が亡くなられますよね。そのお嬢さんが
What
古
the
出
heck?
理香さんです。
Wait, no, that made... I knew, again, just because we read Minato, I knew Farud was Rika's last name. But I thought the priest and the wife were just employees, and someone actually, like a family owned the shrine, and the priest and his wife were like just overseeing the shrine. Not they were actually related, so they're actually the mother and daughter. I mean, mother and father of Rita. Okay, my head.
リカちゃんが
4年目に亡くなった主婦は
Yeah.
わかりますね。北条聡子さんの
Step aunt
義理のお
of
ばです。
Sadako. And Satoshi disappeared. What does that mean,
当
though?
時は聡子さんはご両親を事故で失っていましたので預けられていたのです。
Oh, are you kidding me? She lost. I feel so bad for Sadako, my favorite character. Like, literally, her whole family's just dying. Except, doesn't she have someone still alive? No, they said. I think the brother. They said a brother moved to a different city, but maybe that was just a lie, and that was Satoshi who pretending Satoshi moved away.
被害者宅に
I had to tell my lips were getting dry. Yeah, this is big. I don't know how I'm supposed to connect it though. I didn't even have the wits to keep my mouth from hanging agape. I had thought it was nothing but a bizarre incident, one that I could easily distance myself from. But the clicking and clacking, it had snuck all the way to my feet.
ちなみに4年目に失踪した北条聡さんは
Yeah.
聡子さんの実の兄になります。
そのちょっと待ってください。
It took everything I had to finally say that. I gulped down a glass of water and once again wiped my face with a napkin. Calm down, Keiichi Maibara. But Uishi-san was relentless. Instead of waiting for me to finish sorting out my feelings, he started speaking again. The last of the things I shouldn't have heard.
被害者たちはなぜかあなたのお友達グループに全てつながるのです。
Yeah, but I don't know. What the heck?
偶然に決まってるじゃないですか。
There's no way it's the group of kids doing that, right?
前原さん、静かに。
I don't know what this
みんな見てま
means.
すよ。
Mion, Sadako, Rita-chan. So what if they're connected? You're telling me all of my friends? Also the first victim, like, it's kind of connected to Mion. It's definitely not like the rest of them who are blood related to each other. It couldn't be. It just couldn't be. Oh, Rena is different, isn't she? Rena isn't connected with the victims at all.
竜宮レナさんは去年まで茨城の郊外にお住まいでした。
Confirmation that she moved last year. Even though I kind of believed it already. Good to know.
まあ確かにいずれの被害者とも直接の面識はありませんが。
He said it in a roundabout way. Is he saying she's also connected?
実は調べてみたら竜宮さんは引っ越しの少し前に学校で謹慎処分を受けているんですよ。なんでも学校中のガラスを割って回ったんだとか。
レナが学校中のガラスを割った？
Why? That same spacey Rena had? I couldn't even imagine it.
3日間の謹慎が明けた後も復学しなかったようです。その間に神経科に通院し、何週間かの間投薬と医師によるカウンセリングを受けています。
I wonder if it was something like a nervous breakdown. I'd heard that it happens to people who are really methodical or overly sensitive. Neither of those match Rena's easygoing personality.
でですね、そのカウンセリングをした医師のカルテにレナさんの会話内容が記載されているんですがね、その中に出てくるんですよ。結構。
何がです？
I pressed forward carelessly. There couldn't be anything more for me to regret.
出てくるんですよ。お社様って単語が。
She wasn't even living there, though. What? Or, wait. No. How? She wasn't even living here, right? Why? Yeah, what the heck? Why had Rena spoken of Oyashiro-sama before she even came to Hinamizawa? Oh my...
お社様っていう幽霊みたいなものがですね、夜な夜な自宅にやってくるっていうんですよ。
Okay, this is really messing with me. This one's really... I don't even know about this one. I don't know, for the last couple of minutes, my hand's just like over my head, trying to think this out.
枕元に立って自分を見下ろすんだって。
How'd she even know the word? My mind froze. I couldn't process what I was being told.
その後しばらくしてひなみ沢に引っ越されたんです。ああ、そうそう。レナさんはよそ
Huh?
住民票で分かったんですが、竜宮一家は元はひなみ沢の住人です。
Well, that makes a lot more sense than her just randomly knowing who Yashiro-sama is. Okay, that's actually better for my brain.
レナさんがちょうど小学校に上がるときに茨城へ引っ越されたんです。
Okay, that actually eases up my stress a little bit. My mind was went completely blank. It was similar to the static you'd seen on a blank TV channel. But yeah, then she was lying about just moving here last year if she'd been here before. That means everyone's been lying. That said she's new here. Oh my god. My ears began ringing as I lost all sense of comprehension.
前原さん、大丈夫ですか？もう終わりにしましょうか。
Those words brought me back. I couldn't let it end here. Yeah, how much more do you have?
レナのことは分かりました。じゃあ最後の被害者の富武さんはどうなんですか？
Well, he was friends with all of
誰と
us.
接点があるんですか？
Irritated, I let out one final reprisal.
全員ですよ。お忘れですか、前原さん。みんなで楽しくお祭りの晩を過ごしたじゃないですか。何人もの警官が皆さんの楽しそうな様子を見ていますよ。
Now there's nothing I could respond with. I fell silent as my brain turned to mush.
そろそろ出ましょう。ああ、前原さん。 お昼の薬は飲みましたか？
I had completely forgotten about the medicine I had gotten today until Uishi-sen said that. I got another glass of water, and we left the shop after I shut it down. What's the time? My head hurts. We'll try to finish the chapter, or at least go for at most 15 more minutes. Oh, I want to talk about it. This is not the first time my gut actually doesn't have a clear answer to all of this. I can't think of, they're all connected, but what does it mean? I don't know. Why did Rena think she was gonna be a victim? I don't know. I'm so confused. I'm stumped. Let's go for a little bit more. Might be a good place to stop, but maybe there'll be a chapter break. We got in the car and returned to Hinamizawa via the rough road. I never really paid attention when I was on my bike, but did the cars normally shake this much? It was almost as if the road was desperately trying to tell me something. The dump. What is this song though? It's so sad and solemn. That big jolt was the difference in elevation of the road when it changed from cement to dirt. I was certain that I heard Tomotachi-san scream. I sat in silence, just letting myself be shaken by the car.
お家の前まで送りましょう。今日は病気でお休みだったんですよね。長々とお話ししてしまって申し訳ありませんでした。
So parents won't see because they're
なん
away.
で俺に話すんですか？
I blurted out the question. Really, just blurted it out. I didn't expect an answer.
私、一応確認しましたよね。お話やめましょうかって。
じゃなくて、どうして俺に接触してきたんですか？
Just regretting it. Oh, it's actually pretty sad. He obviously can't just go back to being friends now. I understood quite well that Uishi-san was investigating the string of suspicious incidents. But why was he telling me all this? I knew nothing and I couldn't help. Everything Uishi-san spoke of was news to me. First of all, what could I have just moved here possibly know? By chance, if there was a reason for Uishi-san to reach out to me, then it would have to be that I was part of Mion's circle of friends who looked suspicious to Uishi-san.
私ね、今年で定年なんです。
Don't say that, it's making me think you're gonna die.
定年したらばあ様の意向で引っ越しちゃう予定なんですよ。だからこそ在職中にこの事件だけははっきりさせておきたかったんです。
That's cool.
で、大石さんは疑ってるんですよね、みんなを。
Uishi-san didn't really give a response. It felt a little late, but I thought it was his way of showing a bit of consideration for my
これ
feelings.
はこの道30年の勘です。前原さん、危ないのはあなたなんですよ。
Well, I agree with that. I wanted to reply with, that's absurd, but in my downtrodden state, I couldn't bring myself to say it.
私は今年で定年ですから来年の綿流しの日にはもういません。だから今年中に決着をつけたいのです。
In other words, he was insinuating that on the next Higurashi, I might be the victim.
所長からも注意を受けています。一連の事件は個々に解決しているから蒸し返すなと。これは一種の圧力です。
Uishi.
圧力って何のですか？
ひなみ沢の誰かですよ。来ま
Kobayashi.
した。
It's you. Please, just come out and say it.
この辺でいいですか？
I'm so confused. This song, though. After some time, the car finally reached the path to my house. The clock read 2 p.m. I was surprised so little time had passed since we ate. It was hot outside the car. The chirping of the Higurashi hurt my ears.
今日の話はすべて忘れてくださっても結構です。
I would mind,
ですが、私は捜査を続け
though it
ます
might be a good idea. At least he
親
would be
代様
safe.
のたたりは今年で終わらせます。
Oh, you're gonna die. But you're cool. I like Yuishi. I even like you better than Tomotachi. You're like the best bro in this story.
何かあったら連
So
絡しろ
far.
ってことですか？
いいんですよ。前原さんがどうしても連絡したくなった時だけでいいんです。
I wasn't talented enough to understand Uishi-san's roundabout way of saying it.
ゆっくり休んでください。病気でお休みの時によくない話ばかりして申し訳ありませんでしたね。
I didn't really give any sort of response.
私はいつでもあなたの味方です。それだけは信じといてくださいよ。それじゃ失礼。
The tires crunched over the dirt road as the car made a U-turn and disappeared into a cloud of kicked-up dust. It felt like I was watching a boat only throw me a lifesaver in a shark-infested waters before disappearing into the distance. That was the first time I thought Uishi-san was being unfair, telling me that I was going to be the next victim, then saying to contact him if something happened. This wasn't a criminal investigation. He was fishing, and I was just the bait dangling off the line. Would the fish be the perpetrator? Or was it really just Oyashiro-sama's curse? Either way, the bait would be swallowed whole.
畜生、俺死にたくないよ。
For some time, I could do nothing but stare at the puddle of water left behind by the AC from the car. There's the chapter break I need. Actually, kind of getting a slight headache. But not really. Like, very slight. Are we getting hints? No. No, okay. Okay. So we learned that. This is big information. That all the people who died are somewhat related to each other. But, I've been thinking this whole time, and maybe it's not that simple, right? Because of course, yeah, the people related to Satoko and Rika died, and they're related by blood, but the Mion thing, the Mion just, confronting the other guy seems really loose. Same with Tomotaki. But it could be connected. But what would that mean? I don't understand. Why would they die because they're connected to us? Not us, the group of friends. Probably not related to Keiichi, right? Specifically, Rika, Sadako, and Mion. Not even Rena, right? I don't know. If it was someone not in the group who's doing this, what would their motivation be, right? Like, is there a point to killing those people? Wait, no. Wait. Okay, so let's look at the evidence. We first suspected, or Tomotaki suspected that. Oh, wait, why is my mic over here? Kind of moved my mic away. So Tomotachi suspected that the perpetrator was killing them because they're outsiders and they were against the will of the village, and Uishi-san saying that they were killed because they're connected to the group of friends. Maybe being connected is more of a coincidence, and the true motive is because they're against the village. Because that makes a lot more sense for if the village is doing it as a conspiracy. Well, them just dying because they're connected to the group of friends really doesn't make sense unless the group of friends are committing the crime, which, again, it's hard to believe. Beyond's like, what, 13, 14? 5 years ago? Okay, so wait, no. So the first death was committed by employees of the dam, so it's impossible for it to be the group of friends to be the perpetrators. And the rest, Okay, so wait, no, okay. So they're not the perpetrators. I don't think they're the perpetrators. I never did. Even with this information, I don't think the perpetrators. Could there be a motive for the people who are doing this be related to the group of girls in our friend group? Maybe? I can't draw the lines. This is really the first time I've been super stuck. Just with the other information we got, at least I can kind of put it towards a theory, but I'm just not thinking of one. Because I'm like almost 90% sure that the girls in our group aren't doing it. But they're lying. They're hiding information. How old is Rena? Rena's 13, 14. I don't know the school grades. I don't know. How young was she when she was in Hinamizawa? Was she in here before her? I think it might be safe to say that Rena was living in Hinamizawa when Sadako and Rika were too young to be friends. Or too young to be part of the friends with like Leon and... Oh, my words are getting jumbled. They were too young to be like, playing with each other. So, but she could have been friends with Leon from back then. I don't think the group of friends actually talked about that Rena's a new kid, but they just said that they recently formed the club, like last year when Rena joined. But that has to be a lie, because they're obviously playing club games with Satoshi, right? That's why they had his name in it, and at that time Rena was in a different village. So Mion's definitely a liar. And that means the girls are lying about it too. And the whole thing about Rena and the Oyashiro stuff, breaking the windows, again, could have been brainwashing from when she was in the village. Again, I'm a lot... It's kind of weird, but I feel a lot better knowing that she was part of the village instead of she was randomly saying Oyashiro-sama without even knowing about the village. Because that would be even more impossible. But yeah, I'm kind of rambling here. I don't know. I don't know how to connect this. Maybe by the time I record the next episode, I might have a clearer view, but this is really jumbled. Not much else to say, except I feel super bad for Rika and Sadako, because they both lost their parents. Especially Sadako, because like 5 people died. Or no, 4 people died. Right, that's 2 people died and 2 disappeared. And 1 moved away, right? Or, I don't know. I don't know. I'm stumped for a bit. Anyways, let me think on this. I hope you enjoyed the episode. This was a very good one. Very informative. We're starting to get more pieces but to the puzzle. But these ones, I don't know where they fit. And it's hard for me to think of a reason why they fit. But I hope you enjoyed it. I know. Because I enjoyed it. I'm gonna enjoy thinking about this. And I'll see you next time, alright? Have a good day. And thanks for watching.